Hey PSU, this is your two of your editors here on the show floor. I'm Will.
Ernest.
All right, so we got some exciting news. We got to see Phantom Pain live, or the live demo of it behind closed doors. It's pretty cool. I was left really positive after that. I don't know with you. So
No, definitely.
Yeah.
So the trailer. It opened up with the trailer that we played at the PlayStation conference. It was an extended look, which had some voiceover at the end, Snake killing some baddies, stuff like that. And then we got into the demo, which was running on a PlayStation 4, 1080p, 60 frames per second, they confirmed. The demo was kind of reminiscent of the Xbox stage demo at last year's Microsoft conference, and so it took place in Afghanistan. It begins with Snake and Ocelot riding on their horses, through a sandstorm, and then Ocelot sitting on Snake on his way to save Kaz over here. So what did you enjoy about the demo? Some things you noticed.
Biggest thing that I liked the most was the cardboard box.
Yes.
For sure. That was the best thing. Cardboard box, of course, making its return in the series. Everyone knows it who's played the series, but people who don't, basically, it's literally a cardboard box that you hide in and you sneak around in places. But they did a lot of cool new things with it. One of the biggest things is that if you come across an enemy and you're in the cardboard box, in past games, you just get seen, you're kind of screwed. This one, you have your options wide open. You can hop right out of the box without unequipping or re-equipping any kind of weaponry. You hop out with your pistol, in this case it was a tranquilizer, trank the guy right away, he just dropped. Then, one of the things that's also in this that wasn't in Ground Zeroes is the Fulton recovery system comes back into play, which was in Peace Walker, if you remember that. So basically what that did is you walked over to the guy when he was unconscious, you tapped him, and all of a sudden he got this little kind of balloon that rose him up and took him back to Mother Base.
Some details on the Fulton recovery system I noticed is that it does cost the in-game currency GMP. I think it was like, what, 300 or something like that.
Every time.
And then also it can be influenced by weather. So if it's if you got a sandstorm going outside, or thunder and lightning, there's a chance that your guy or whatever you're Fulton recovering up into the sky doesn't make it back to Mother Base. And it's not just limited to enemies. You can rescue prisoners, also Fulton recovery up vehicles and supplies, which will be later used with building your Mother Base, which we'll get into.
Yeah, and you can also do animals. Somebody Fulton recovered a sheep. It was amazing.
Yep.
So they just ram, and it's Metal Gear Solid. They came back with all the little quirks and all the stuff that you expect, and that was one of the fun things. Every time you use the system, they kind of rose up, so that we gotta go, you drive away. But then the sheep did the same thing, so it went, and it just went off. So it was just hysterical. But then, before we get too far past, they're talking about the box again. So you can pop out, you can do that thing, so that kind of stuff. But also, there was a guy who was walking towards a corner of the building in the box, and some guy saw him. And usually in that point, it's kind of game over, or you just kind of wait or whatever. Mm-hmm. But he would Snake literally dove out the side of the box. The box stood standing, acted as a decoy, and he just went on about his mission, snuck around the building, and got away scot-free. So that was something that's also really cool.
Mm-hmm. So when you're encountering danger in this game, something that they pointed out during the demo is that music is the indicator. As a lot of players notice in Ground Zeroes, there's a lot of contextual and subtle indicators for whether enemies are nearby and what's happening, stuff that you use to your advantage when you're trying to approach stealthily. So that's one of the things that happen. Another thing you'll encounter that's new in this game is raw materials. So raw diamonds is one thing, and a lot of these raw materials you either use when constructing new weapons and vehicles and such, or converting into the in-game currency. So that takes us to Mother Base, which is back in this game, better than it was in Peace Walker. It's actually a physical location. Yeah. It's a huge tanker, and you get to build it. You get to design it. You're given the components, and so you really get to make Mother Base yours. And that way navigating it really shouldn't be a problem because you're the one who built it. You have different departments again, just like in Peace Walker, R&D, weapons. You've got medics and stuff like that. And
there's even stuff like shooting ranges, and you can actually do combat practice with the people that you pick up. So like same in like Peace Walker, as like the team, your roster is populated by the people you pick up through the recovery system. The same thing happens as the people that are walking around on your mother base are those same guards that you picked up throughout the game or that you recruited throughout the time. So that was a really cool thing.
Any last thoughts on like gameplay and kind of stealth versus action type stuff?
I don't know. When I saw it, granted I didn't play Ground Zeroes, so I'm not really sure where that connection is. But as soon as I saw this, I just knew it was a Metal Gear Solid game, which is awesome for me. Like there was no hesitation or question as to what it was, and it had a lot of the similar quirks. The one thing that I noticed that was kind of iffy at the beginning was when they was riding on the horse. The horse animation just seemed kind of off to me. It just seemed kind of rough, which I don't know. Maybe I'm just a little picky on that or whatever.
Right,
it wasn't anything that interfered with anything that went on in the game. But
I think there's more tools at your disposal, if, you know, whether you're playing stealthy or more action-based.
For sure.
Mother Base, back in Peace Walker, you had to exit out of your current mission in order to access the menus and have Mother Base, send you supplies or build, materials or some of the weapons you needed. But this time you can open up in your iDroid and have Mother Base, tell your R&D team to build some new weapons upgrades, build you a new grenade, or improve your box. Then they can airdrop it to your points, making gameplay easier.
And you can even use the supply drops that you get. You can place a marker right on top of an enemy, and then you can have the supply drop actually just hit them and knock them out and use it to your advantage. So it's a cool little way. But
so overall, you got a lot more flexibility. They've stated that the size of Phantom Pain is going to be 200 times the size of Ground Zeroes. So look forward to more previews and coverage on Metal Gear and everything else on PlayStation Universe. And hope you guys have a rest of a good E3.
Yep. See you.